Hi family, it's me, Shaniqua Cousins. I had an idea. I figured I'd put out a couple of the Seek Purpose, Live Dreams videos via my YouTube platform as well as my website. But something that dawned on me a couple of weeks ago is that I've met so many people via email or just through talks that I'm doing and things of that nature, but I don't know if many people truly know who I am. So I had an idea of just to have a discussion with you to let you know exactly why I do what I do, basically, and hopefully to, just like with anything that I do, any talks that I give, any of the shows you've seen via the YouTube site, it's really about inspiration. And I look back at what was done for me, and the one thing that I will say, it really started with being inspired. So to give you a little bit of background, I am a Southern girl, Charleston, South Carolina, born and raised, left for the military at age 18, and pretty much traveled the world from that point on. Again, born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. All of my family still lives there, and so I'm a Southern girl at heart. Humility. Grew up attending church. Grew up around a big, large country family. I know several of them are probably looking at this video right now, and just always grew up with a family that loved me, that supported me, and really gave me the courage to be who I am. And it started with my mom and my dad. Just having that foundational piece. I will say, as a little girl, I never felt like there wasn't anything that I could not do. Having my family support me, I will say that again, that I never felt like there wasn't anything that I could not do. And so now, when I fast forward in my life, I just honestly and authentically love to inspire people and encourage people to really just step out and believe that there isn't anything that you cannot do. So when I'm doing my videos, or if I'm speaking or signing books or whatever, it's really, for me, deeply and authentically, truly, it's just to really to encourage and inspire so many women, so many men. My target audience, I'll be honest with you, it's not men. But what I'm realizing now, that there's a lot of men that are reaching out and they're being inspired. So whomever God sends my way, my message still is to inspire to the point of aspiration. So, and I know there's so many people, the tagline for my business, the name of the show, it really is about linking people to purpose. And for me, I found that, so I understand the importance of really finding out what God designed you to do, and really the importance of getting about the business of doing what He would have you do. Again, let me just go back, because I'm skipping all over the place. I'm like in my office here is the Sunday evening. We've done church. My daughter had a birthday party. We ate a little pizza, not the traditional Sunday dinner, because we've just been kind of out all day. Did a couple of things, and I just turned the camera on. So this is just me, raw, natural, who I am. But let me go back again. Left for the military around 18, and that's when I really started to make connection points in my life, as far as what did it mean even when I was working. I started to make the connection between when I was in Charleston, working at Captain D's Seafood Place, or attending Burke High School, hanging out with all my girlfriends, and or being a clown at the pep rally. You know, there's so many people that can't even believe that I'm doing the type of work that I do, because I was very much a class clown, literally voted class clown during high school. But all of that was fun and well. That never left me. I love making people laugh. I love to laugh. But there was a connection that I started to see when I go back, way back, like on the playground. Always had the ability, and I say this genuinely, but I always had the ability to lead. Always had the ability to inspire. But it dawned on me as I got older that that was a responsibility that I needed to really respect. That was a responsibility that I never took lightly, that I have never taken lightly, because what started to dawn on me is that, well, you know what, people really listen when I speak. And at first, I guess I wasn't really paying attention. That's the best way to say it. I really wasn't paying attention and really understanding the implication and the trajectory of the words that I was putting out. But once I got it, I understood it to be truly linked to my purpose. Truly linked to my purpose, and truly linked to the lives that I would touch, and the lives that that are still yet to be touched. And I just say to you, really finding out what God has in store for you, what your purpose is, it truly is the beginning of unlocking the dreams that we have in deep inside. And literally, I think one day, probably sitting in this office or driving or whatever have you, it was planted in my spirit that purpose truly is connected to dreams. I think about even the home that I'm in. I think about the child that I have. I think about the opportunities that have come in my life. And I also think about them. I think about the dreams that I had about those things. And I think about how it wasn't until I really truly started respecting and operating in the purpose that God would have me in, that those things became realized in my life. So again, it really is about encouraging people to really truly seek the purpose that God has for your life, and then you'll start living the dream. So again, let me go back. 18 years old, left for the military, loved my military career, met so many people, so many brilliant people, had an opportunity to work alongside with some of the best Navy sailors. I'm a Navy girl, still working and supporting the Navy. Met my husband, had my beautiful daughter, did a lot of my education while I was in the Navy, and just really got an opportunity to see the world through a different lens. So grateful for that opportunity. I can't explain to you how it just completely changed my worldview. Growing up in the South, I will say that a lot of my upbringing was either white or black, and I mean that in a literal sense. I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood. Well, all black, not predominantly, but all black neighborhood. But I had an opportunity as a young child to get to be exposed to other cultures by way of just a fairy godmother of mine, Miss Isabel, a white woman. At the time, I think I was 8 years old. She was like 30 years old. We became friends, and she really exposed me to different cultures, not just other people that looked like her, but she introduced me to ballet. She introduced me to the Nutcracker, the opera. I ate guacamole for the first time with her. So I tell you that story to say that growing up, I always had a sense of exploration, I'll say that. And being around her and being around the different cultures, it started to pique my interest even more. So the military was another exploration, if you would. I never thought it would ever be my full-time career. I always knew that it was for that moment, and I did it, and I did it to the best of my ability. But I knew that there would be an end point for that. And again, grateful for the opportunity, did what I needed to do, worked alongside great sailors, led great sailors, and was led by great sailors. So I loved it. But when I knew it was my time to go, I did just that. I started to prepare, and I left the military. And I knew it was my time to go because it was inside. I didn't have to ask a lot of questions. I didn't have to, it wasn't really soul searching. I knew. It was instinctive. It was right around the time that my daughter was born, and I just knew. I'll just say that. It was very instinctive. I'm very much an instinct person, and it was my time to go, so that's what I did. I tell you that story to say that, well, let me say this other part first. So left the military, and I remember the day that I left, 8 years to the day that I left. And I mean, 8 years at that time is when I left the Navy. And I remember standing at my retirement, my separation party, if you would. And I'm there with like leaders and some of the sailors that I had worked with and some of the sailors that I led, and someone asked, well, what are you going to do? And at that time I said that, well, I'm going to leave here, I'm going to write books, I'm going to probably contract with the government, then I'm going to go back into the government and you know, publish a couple of books and probably do some speaking. Now, I don't think I said do some speaking. I just said I would author a book. And I tell you this, again, going back to the power of words, that is exactly how it happened. I took off for 6 months, started writing, and I guess you could say I was a stay-at-home mom. Well, I was. You can't say I was. Just got in there, did all of my domestic stuff, ironing, cooking, ABCs of my daughter, 1, 2, 3s, mac and cheese, all that good stuff. Gained 15 pounds, all of the stuff that came with it. I did it, and that's not to say that everyone falls in that category, but that is how it happened for me. And also wrote and published my first book. Right at the time that the book came out, I got a call. I was starting again, got that feeling, I don't think the stay-at-home mom thing is going to work for me. Again, used to making my own money, used to being outside the home, and it just wasn't a natural fit for me. I'll just say that. And again, I got that feeling, started to move out on it, and that's what I did. I moved out on it. So I published the book, got calls, started putting out my resume, got calls within like weeks of just putting my resume out there from a job opportunity in Washington, D.C., another job opportunity in Baltimore, Maryland, and then a job locally in my area. And after some just weighing the pros and cons, I took a job opportunity as a contracting with a contract offer here in our local area. So again, it goes back to what I said. I said I would publish, I would do contracting. So those two things happened. So I published, took the job opportunity, doing some contracting. So then book is published. Oh, now what do I do? So started selling some books, and I'll be honest with you, I had never done it. I've always enjoyed reading books. If I zoomed around this room, you would see a lot of books, or in my hallway, and every room in this house has books in it because I am an avid reader, love it. Knowledge is power. So if you're not reading, I would encourage you to just pick up a book and start reading it. I'm typically trying to read like at least 1 to 2. I toggle between 1 to 2 books a month, going back and forth and reading. So just that's all I'll say on that part. Nonetheless, that opportunity came with the contracting, and then probably 3 years in, I'm going out selling the book, radio interviews, television interviews. Then people started asking me to speak at events, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, I didn't know how to publish the book. Now they want me to speak at events. And so nonetheless, I followed my instinct. It felt right, did it. That's what I've been doing. And probably about 3 years into that, the government opportunity came a-knocking. Again, goes back to what I said. I would publish a couple of books. Well, I said I would take off, I would publish, I would go contracting, then I would go government. That's exactly how it happened. So I've been doing that now for 8.5 years, somewhere around that time frame. And now I'm at another turning point in my life, and I can feel it. So I started and I moved out on it. I've always had a vision and a dream to have a talk show. Now, I don't know anyone that owns a network. I subscribe to several, but I don't know anyone that owns it, that owns one. I have never done anything like this before, but I said, why not? Again, that feeling, moved out on it. I'm not a person that procrastinates. Well, I do procrastinate some. I'll just be honest. But when it comes to moving out on something that I feel in my spirit, I move out on it. And I've been doing it now, this particular platform, for over this last year. And I will tell you this, just like the decision that I made to come into the Navy, the decision that I made to leave the Navy, the decision that I made to publish, contract, go into the government, it all came down to being in alignment with what felt right in my spirit. This particular platform or this particular endeavor, it feels right in my spirit. And I'm not a person who's out on websites and like YouTube. I'm out there, but I'm not looking at hits and views and stuff like that on other people's sites, because I believe whatever message that you have and that you can genuinely give, I mean just authentically give, someone on the other end will receive it. I believe that God has so much in store for me. I do believe it. And I know that it's hard for some people to even admit it. It's hard for some people to imagine that God has something in store for them. But I will say this to you. I say this genuinely and authentically, that I believe that He has great things in store for me. So I don't get the opportunity to delay on what I believe He's imparted in my spirit. You know, there's so many things that we want. There's so many things that we dream about. And then there's so many things that we ourselves procrastinate on, and we're not able to receive because we don't have the courage to just step out and believe. So if there's anything that you've learned from anything that I've put out, past, present, future, I will say this to you. I truly and honestly hope that it has inspired you to the point of aspiration. Okay? Because see, when you're inspired, I believe that you'll start to have different aspirations about your life. So see, your aspirations, your goals, your those dreams, all that stuff will start to churn within you. And when you hit the point of aspiration, I do believe at some point you're going to attain, right? You're going to attain it, because all that aspiration, I truly believe, is linked to purpose. And I know there's so many people that, I don't know what to do, and I'm not sure what my purpose is. I will say this to you. You do know. Because you were not designed by a creator that imparted in you confusion, okay? But what happens is that we are, and what's the word that I'm looking for? We're bogged down with so many messages about who we should be, whether it's from our parents, it's from our past experiences. Mama said do this, daddy said do that. And so we get cluttered. But I can guarantee you this: if you would just be still and you would just listen to that voice inside, you already have the answer. Okay, you have the answer. So again, I just encourage you to really just seek purpose in your life. Seek purpose. Get rid of all the other junk. Stop going after stuff. You know, there's so many things that we go after. Name brand this and that, blah, blah. But if stop seeking stuff and seek purpose, right? Because with purpose comes grace, comes passion, comes resources, comes stuff. It comes with the purpose. But if you don't seek the purpose, you can't get to the other stuff. That's how I see it. That's the truth according to Shaniqua. So that's what I would say about that. and I'll leave you with this. I just, again, just really wanted to just check in, say hi, tell you who I am, where I'm from, what I'm about. There's no makeup artist. There's no crew. It's me and you and this camera. And I just really wanted to, well, do two things. I wanted to thank you again, because I know there's so many videos and blogs and just stuff that you could be occupying your time with, but you chose to view this video. So I honestly thank you from the bottom of my heart. I honestly pray that you would operate in your purpose, that you would not deny it, that you would not hide it in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but that you would live truly from a place of purpose in your life. And I honestly, I'm not doing honestly, I pray that you would receive every dream and every belief that you have. Okay, and I'm talking positive beliefs, because there's so many negative beliefs that we have about ourselves, and a lot of unscripting that we have to do due to all those bad messages that we received at some point in our lives. But I pray that you will receive everything that you believe. Just like I said to you, I believe that God has great things in store for me. I believe that for you as well. And if you're not right now surrounded by people that can encourage you and lift you up, I pray that you would find that circle, even if it's just in a book. This book right here. So I'm going to show you this, and try not to look at my nails. My nails look a mess. I haven't had my nails done in weeks. But anyways, this says all your dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. This is a book that I carry around every day, right? So I'll get an idea, particularly about the, so I have all kinds of journals, but this particular journal is for my business. So all my business ideas, the idea that I had about the YouTube channel, they're all in here, okay? So if you see me, you're probably going to see this book in my bag that I carry around, because I truly believe it. If I have the courage to go after what I believe, if I have the courage to go after my dreams, they're going to come true. That's it. There's no other fluff and stuff to add to that. And I'll say this right here, going back to what I said about surrounding yourself with people that can lift you up. So when I think back about my, like I said, big country family, loud, just everybody's talking, and just my uncle's in the corner, my Uncle Charlie's, he's break dancing, this person's cooking, and just stuff. We're just stuff happening in our family. Somebody's probably breaking out in a fight, just stuff. So anyways, but what I always, what we still have in our family is love and support. I wouldn't trade that for the world. The type of love and support that I have from my family. All these years I've been gone away from South Carolina, and it doesn't matter what I put my hands to. They're so supportive, and so they're just my number one fans. But I'll say this to you. So my absolute number one fan was my mom, okay? And she, okay, I want to be able to say this without tearing up. To have a mother that made you feel like you literally could conquer the world probably was one of the best gifts that she could ever give me. There's no price tag attached to the genuine, authentic love of a mother. So for me, and it goes back to giving back, I have a daughter now, and for me, it's not about the things that I can give her. It's not about the stuff. My number one goal as far as being a mother is to try to stack up to being able to give her the type of love and support that I got from my own mother. And it wasn't a bunch of stuff that we had. Again, because I didn't grow up with money. We had what we had, and that's about it. But what I do know is that I had love. And when you have that love and that support from the people, so even if it's not your mom, I don't have a relationship with my mom and all this, stop, okay? If you could just surround yourself with the people that could just impart that love in you, and you as well, you do the same. You impart that love in other people. It'll take you further. It'll help to give you more courage than you could ever imagine. Okay? So again, that's all I really wanted to just say. I wanted to take a moment outside of my show really isn't scripted. It's me. What I like to say is having a conversation, but I realize I don't really work well in scripted environments. It's not me. It's just not who I am. So I try not to even allow the show to go in that direction. I realize there has to be some content, some formatting, but to have I don't like it. So anyways, again, I encourage you to seek purpose. I pray that you will live your dreams. And I thank you for your love and support. And I want to give it right back to you. Today I ask you to live your life. Think about when you live your life that there's other people watching. Okay? There's other people watching to see what you're doing. And for me, the way that I've been living my life for the last 2 years now, I live my life really, not only that I know that God is watching me, not only that I know that the Spirit of Jesus lives within me, but now that my mom has gone on to be with the Lord, I live like she's watching me. So think about the stuff that you would not do when your mom, the things that you just wouldn't do if your mom was around, And it gives me a different type of fuel. It gives me a different type of lens to see the world. And it truly gives me the courage to pursue my dreams. So again, thank you. I wanted to keep it short. I wanted to keep it sweet. And I hope that someone was able to gain some knowledge, some wisdom, some inspiration, something from this here video, and I just thank you. So continue to seek purpose, and then you will live your dreams. Bye-bye. Now I have to actually get up to turn off the camera because my daughter was in there earlier and she turned it on for me. So that's what will happen now, people. See ya.